Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, fresh new start here. It's Monday, December 28th. And, today started off, I had some frustrations with ETrade. And that was, maybe you guys dealt with this as well. I'm going to go over to ETrade real quick. I'll show you two trades today. So first off, when I was trading this morning, it was a slow market start. I sat back for a while and I really didn't trade much at the beginning. I felt like everything was very slow, so I practiced some patience and sat on my hands, which was good. And here's what really kicked things off, I think, in the market today. ACY. This was a stock that I was watching today, and as you can see, it started really ripping up around 10:15 a.m. market time Eastern. And I was really frustrated with ETrade today because I wanted to go in and trade this, and let's see if I can replicate it actually, the issue I had. Because it was ripping up, I obviously wanted to hop into this. This would have been some excellent gains had I traded it correctly. If I was able to get in. Let me just put an order in right now. We'll test it, see if, yeah, here we go. This is the error message I'm getting. Opening orders for the security cannot be accepted online at this time. Now, I know this happens sometimes with specific stocks. And certain brokerages will not allow you to trade them. Sometimes it's, from my understanding, I've called into ETrade different times I've had this issue, and they've sometimes chummed it up to the fact that they have certain, profiles in their system where they won't allow you to trade certain stocks depending on their scenario. So some of them might be because they're either priced weird or they have some kind of inherent risk. I don't know the technicalities on it, but I know this happens with some stocks, and it's very annoying because sometimes they can be the leading gappers or the leading runners in the market days like this. So I was watching ACY, and this thing just started going. Look at this. In the morning, it was just trading sideways. It was the leading gapper. Then it started, I was, trying to get in for a couple moves in here and just got rejected. And I thought it was just a bug at first. Kept trying to get in, kept getting the issues. So I realized, you know what, this is probably flagged by ETrade, so I can't trade this today. So I just said, shit, and, well, that sucks. And it was just so annoying, so frustrating to see this thing start ripping up. Look at this, going from $8 up to $9, up to $10, up to $11, then a halt. I mean, this thing keeps going and going and going. Look at this thing. I mean, I felt like had I been able to trade this could have been huge. Now, maybe there is a huge issue here, and this was a lot of risk. And I hope, let me know if you got into this and got stuck in this hole, because as this thing started trading up, it went into another halt up here, and it got stuck in this hole to where I'm sure, the market shut it down for trading, in the sense that, if a stock gaps up so much or trades beyond a certain percentage, then they will put it on a halt until they figure out, sometimes they have to check back with the company to make sure there's no fraud or something like that, in order to resume trading. Anyways, I would love to know if any of you were able to get into this stock today, first thing. And the other thing, if you actually got in before this halt and if you were stuck in this halt, because this thing was risky. This incredible climb up. It went up to something so ridiculous. I think it was like, last I saw on this, up like 1300%. gain. Absolutely ridiculous. Let me know if any of you know what the high was percentage wise. That's the latest I saw when I was just watching it. And I would love to know if you got into this ACY and if you were able to, because I wasn't, and what brokerage you were using, because obviously you probably weren't using ETrade. I don't think I was the only one not able to get into this through ETrade. So let me know if you're using either Robinhood or, Thinkorswim or whatever you were using. Would love to know if you were able to get in. And as you can see here, here's the risk on this one is that this thing just, look at the drop here, from $37 or $38 down to 13. So if you were into that on big share size, I mean, you just blew up your account, and I feel for you. That's blowing up your account, at least for a lot of people, if that was a good percentage of your portfolio invested in that or trading that. I mean, that's the risk. Maybe that is why ETrade had this, flagged for not being able to trade it. So, unfortunate on this side, because I felt like, kind of had some serious gains on that. But on this side, you look at that and go, look, that thing is risky as hell. But up 1,300%, that's ridiculous. So here's where my other frustration came in today. Is I see this one, it's obviously going to the moon, and I'm sitting back going, shit, I can't trade it because of my brokerage. Kind of pissed off about that. Then the next thing that pops up, usually what happens here is, if you get something that moves so strong, one stock like this, then other things start popping up. Next one on the list that was starting to really rip was RHE, okay? Same scenario here, look at this thing. So I saw this thing starting to rip in, and I'm like, well, I'm hopping into this guy. And guess what? Let me see if I can simulate it too. I go, let me hop into this one. I think right in here, somewhere in here, around 11 a.m. Let me hop into this one. Boom, I go to put in my order. This is the message I get once again. Opening orders for the security cannot be accepted at this time. So once again, screwed out of, a huge runner. And that's why I was so frustrated today. I hadn't made any trades at all. It was late into the game, late into the day. And here I am being rejected for two different stocks that are just flying, and I can't get in on it. So once again, I would love to know if you were able to trade RHE at all and what brokerage you were on, because with ETrade was not able to get in. So please share with everyone watching on this channel, shoot in the comments what brokerage you were using and if you were able to get into RHE or ACY. So anyways, today was actually a good day though for me, despite these two that I really missed out on. Let me show you today. Today we're up, it's Monday, and I'm up 756. So not a bad day. And here's my running balance of today. I'll get into the specific trades later. I did trade, majority of the trades were ATIF, which really ran pretty well. I think it went up, I don't know, around 100%, maybe a little bit more. And here's the running balance for today. My accuracy was awesome. It was like, I think around 90% or something. So I only had like 3 losers. And that was good for me. So I just slowly, worked my way up, and they were all really good trades for the most part, and was able to get up to 756 on it. So I'm really happy about that. Pretty decent. However, when you go back to look at the trading journey here since the beginning of November, it was actually the last part of October. There were like a couple days in October. Here's the cash account, and just really running all sideways. Got up to 811, open that margin account, and this is where it's been since the margin account. Flushed it right into the floor at -929, then running it all the way up to 31.44, which was my high. That was like the middle of the month of December. And here's where I've been since that high. And man, last couple days, last week, just ripped it right into the floor. And I've been really frustrated about that. I've been sharing, go back and look at my older videos about that last few days. They're horrible, really bad red days. And I've been just trying to work myself out of it slowly, build a little confidence. And today was a good step in the right direction. And so that puts me still down 827 on the trading journey. So the last 2 months, November and all of December so far. That's where I stand. And if you go to the calendar here, I'm actually up 102 on the month, which honestly isn't great for all the trading that I did. So as you can see here, week 1 was pretty good, 1655. Following week was 37, horrible. Only $37 to show for a lot of trading, not good. Same thing with the third week, $62, nothing. And that fourth week really just did some serious damage. Negative 2408, horrible. So, once again, I'm starting from a clean slate today, new week, up 756. And so I think really the goal here, I want to end the month green, obviously, and then I want to try to maybe, it's going to be tough, but try to push above 2,500 for the week. It's going to be real difficult. Might be doable depending on the market conditions here. And if that's the case, I can kind of erase last week and just be in a okay position for the month. So that's how I'm looking. Real quickly, I'll go over what I traded the majority of. It was ATIF here. And this one was just good. It had a lot of strength. And I started trading, I figured it must have been somewhere in here. And just really did a lot of scalping throughout. And, went right into here. Saw kind of the peak in here, and then saw it went to the backside, so I just sat on my hands. Then I saw it going to curl back up, which is great. Went into a halt. I didn't want to get into a halt, even though that's, I feel like, a good position to be in. You see this curl and it halts like that towards the high. I feel like when it opens up, it's going to push higher generally. Not always, but it would have been a good spot to be into as far as halts go. And so that push higher, I got a few scalps in here. Here's where there was a risky part for me. So it had a good profile working all the way up. And then right in here, it got tricky and I lucked out. Right in here, you see some very, very tall candles. And I traded, there was a trade where I got in here at one of these top of the candlesticks, expecting it to go on and rip higher. And it just did the opposite, and it ripped down completely. I think it was this candle. Ripped down, and I had pretty good share size. And it was going to be a bad loss. And luckily enough, I decided to just hold out for a second. And the whole thing reversed on this green candle and pushed all the way back up. And so I was able to sell for like 2 cents above what I got it at. But this was just showing a lot of volatility or indecision right here, where it's just, these candles are so long. You see this good trend up, but then you got here and it's just poof, poof, up, down, up, down. It was difficult, but I knew if we could get back to keep pushing these thresholds, it would pop up and go further. And it sure did. And I got a few more scalps in here. And yeah, so most of my money was made today on ATIF. The last thing I did trade, which was pretty good, AMRH. Okay. And I do want to get into something really important here. So stay tuned right now for what happened to me in the past. I'm going to show you guys. So AMRH was excellent. I did get a few trades in this thing. I think it was kind of on the backside here. Yeah, looking to get past this 288 position. So what happened to me is I forgot about this, but I have, because I've been trading since what, 2017-ish. I had a real bad tendency when I first started trading. And take this note down for all you beginner traders. When I first started trading, I'd get into a lot of these trades, things that were just, really ripping up, and I'd get into them. And if I got a, decent profit on it, I'd sell, but then there'd be times when it would go up right and flip, go down. And I was too ignorant to just take the loss on it, and I would hold these things. And we all know, it's called bag holders, right? And there was a lot of these stocks where they would just rip down, and I didn't have enough market experience to realize, look, there's going to be a lot of stocks like this that just, they rip up. I mean, you look at the yearly or the monthly chart here on this side, and you see sometimes these stocks rip up huge amounts and then go right back to where they were at. And I made a mistake so often when I first started trading to just hold these horrible positions, like thinking, oh, you know what, I'll just wait, a few months, a year, and it'll spike back up, and then I'll just sell it for, I'll sell it for the win, sell it for the profit. And it's just a horrible idea when you want to become a day trader to do that. You become the bag holder, right? And now you're holding all these stocks that you have a massive loss on, and you're stuck in them, and you're trying to wait months to a year to years to try to unload them at the price you got them for. And it's just horrible because you're held hostage holding these stocks at a huge loss. And the truth is the company's going to go out of business. They could stop trading completely. You just don't know. And so that's why I have never bagged held anymore. I used to do it. It was a bad habit, and I'm sure a lot of you traders out there are probably doing that right now. I'm just telling you now, that's the worst thing to do if you want to, try to day trade, is to bag hold any of these things. Just get out of them, And so let's go back, and I'll show you one. This was actually one I traded today. And I actually had an old position. I had a stock. I was holding AMRH since 2018, a position of, I don't know what the share size was. Let's take a look at it. So if you look at the amounts today, look, short-term gain today, 756. Okay, that's where we're at. Now the long-term gain, I was down 309. So that's my bad position. Let me show you right here. Look at this. AMRH, I had 2 shares of it, and I had purchased it at $155 per share. And I've been bag holding that. Look at the date on that. Since January 10th, 2018. I've been holding that for 2 years. Ridiculous. And since I had forgotten about it, it was still in my account. And when I went to go day trade this today, I didn't realize that was in my account. And so I went to go make my first day trade on this, got my position, and then when I went to sell, I actually sold my old positions, right, of those 2 shares at 155. And look, here's the yearly chart. So this was back in 2018 right here, in October or January. Back when it traded all the way up to like 330, and I bought it at 155. So needless to say, I took a massive loss on it today because I had forgotten about it, but I'm glad I got rid of it, right? And that's what happens when you bag hold. So that is the kind of the, advice maybe some of your beginner traders need, or maybe you've experienced that, but I've learned, you know, never to bag hold again. Do your day trades. You take your losses and you move on. That's just how you get better. And yeah, so I just had to share that one. But yeah, that kind of wraps it up for today. We're up 756. Trying to get some positive steps in the right direction to end this month. And that's where I sit. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video today. I hope it was beneficial for you. Please subscribe to the channel if you like enjoying this journey to see how, you know, a beginner intermediate trader journey is going, how that is all panning out. And man, it's a tough journey, tough career. I think it's worth it. I've learned a lot, and you know, definitely lost money, but made some money along the way too. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it today. Hope you guys are doing well. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.